Hello everyone, it's Pamela Cushman with A Point of Balance. Today's November the 8th. On my mind today is the topic of truth. Truth is a big topic. There are so many aspects of our life that the so-called truth impacts. For today, we're going to talk a little bit about your personal truths. Now, that could be anything from saying what you like to eat to telling your family who you really are. And there may be even some grander things. But truth is very personal, and we learn our habits about how to speak our truth when we're very, very young. For me, I didn't stand a chance in that area. My family was involved in a very strict religion that told me how to think. I didn't have to figure out what my truth was. It was handed to me, and it was even labeled the truth. So the truth has been manipulated throughout mankind's years, right? People use the word truth to get you to believe something, to sway you. But what is your truth? I believe we can know our own truth in many ways. One way is to pay attention to your body. The interesting thing is that whether you're saying that you like hamburgers and when you really don't, or you're telling a bigger lie, your body is still recording that information as a harmful thing. Now you might say, but sometimes telling the truth isn't a good idea. That's one we could probably debate all day long. And it really depends on your personality, the way you were raised, what you're doing now, what you think. Here's my truth. I would rather know what I'm up against, or what it is that I'm involved in. So if I'm in a relationship, and let's say the person's unfaithful, I would rather that they tell me that they're unfaithful and let me decide if I'm going to be upset. Now, here's the flip side of that. Since I grew up in a religion where the truth was handed to me and I was told exactly what the truth was, as an adult it became incredibly difficult for me to even say what kind of food I liked. If I was in a relationship or even with friends and they said, well, what do you like? And the answer I gave was, well, what do you want? I used to think that was my way of serving others by allowing them to go first and have their way. Then as time passed, I realized that I was concealing my truth with that. Now, I want to make sure that you hear me. Today is not the day to go telling everybody everything all at once. It's important that you think about things and really sort through them and give it some time. Journaling is a wonderful way to find out what your truth is. Because there are some days where my truth is full of anger, and other days where it's full of sorrow. So I want to be careful on the days that I choose to tell certain things to certain people or to start speaking my truth. Interesting that I stuttered there, isn't it? I believe there are no accidents. It is still something I must work on every single day. And now the current relationship I'm in, when I do speak my truth, even whether it be about food, it kind of comes across as a shock, and sometimes I don't know how to say it, so it actually comes out kind of snotty. Not my intention at all. The point to my story is that the sooner you recognize when you're not in your truth by noticing in your body, maybe you get a stomach ache, a headache. I used to have a rash that would come up on my hand when I was married to a certain man, and after we got divorced, that rash disappeared. So my body's always trying to tell me when I'm in my truth and when I'm not. So pay attention to yours, and then carefully sort through who you really need to say things to. Or could you just write in a journal? Could you write a letter to a person and then burn it? There are some things that you may decide that you just can't share right now. But find some way to get that energy out of your body. So journaling, writing letters, telling the person is a good way, but sometimes the consequences are great with that. So please weigh your options. Speaking my truth literally cost me my family. Once I decided I didn't want to be part of that religion anymore, my mother and father sent me a letter that said, "Never see us or speak to us again until you change your evil ways." Now, I can tell you I wasn't evil. Sure, I was involved in some things, that were addictive and not good for me, but I certainly wasn't on an evil path. I was on a self-destruction path that got way worse after I received that letter. But in all that self-destruction, I was able to uncover my truth. And my truth may change. But for today, my truth, see, here it comes again. I'm an example of how it's difficult, even when you're conscious of what it is that you want to accomplish. That subconscious and that cellular memory is so strong that I've stuttered twice now when I've said my truth is. My truth is that I believe I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, and each and every day I'm opening up to new ways to experience my environment. And my goal and my passion is to share that with you. So please tell me your truth. What stories do you have about telling your truth? Have you had to give up something? Or did something change in your life when you told your story? I really do want you to share that information with me. And you can see it's something that's important to me, but I'm still working on it. It's still a process, and it always probably will be in this lifetime for me. Thank you very much for listening to me today. I'll see you real soon.